Hello, so my name is Sydney, and I'm a high school student. So I have always had a love for science, especially biology, and I also really like astronomy as well. And I wanted a place where I could put out my opinions on science and argue certain things, so that's why I'll be creating these videos. So today's video will be about why pharmaceutical companies should invest in the research of bacteriophages. So first, we should talk about what bacteriophages are. Bacteria is the root of the part bacterio, and phages comes from a Greek word meaning to destroy. So, what do these things actually look like? They have this head. I'm not much of an artist, but they have a head which inside contains their DNA, and a whole lot of it. Then they have their body and their fiber leg-like things at the bottom. So, what exactly do they do and why are they important? So, if we picture a bacteria, here's its DNA inside of it. So we have our bacteriophage. Who comes along and inserts right into the bacteria. Now what he's pumping into the bacteria is his own DNA and some enzymes. Now, these pieces of DNA and these enzymes will take over the whole bacteria and tell it to explode. So what is essentially happening here is we have bacteriophage, because it is a virus, it is non-living and it requires another organism to attach to in order to reproduce. So it's attaching onto this bacteria and taking over its DNA with its own DNA, producing a bunch of other bacteriophages. Oh god, that's... And then telling the entire cell to explode. Now, sometimes this can be problematic for us because we do have good bacteria inside of our body that bacteriophages may destroy. However, there are bacteria that are not good. For example, you may have heard of MRSA. MRSA is what's known as a superbug. So, why is this a superbug? Well, MRSA actually stands for methicillin resistant Staphylococcus aureus. Now, this part is a bacteria, and we have tons and tons of staph bacteria on our bodies. This is a specific bacteria that is typically found on the skin. And methicillin, you may know of penicillin, and you would recognize that as an antibiotic. So why is this important? It's resistant to an antibiotic. So no matter how many of these antibiotics you take, the MRSA will be much stronger than it. So how is MRSA caused? MRSA is caused by taking the antibiotics either when you aren't supposed to or not taking enough when you are supposed to. So let's say you're sick and your doctor tells you that you need to take 5 of these antibiotic pills. So one way that this could be caused is if you only take 4 that would be misusing the antibiotic, or if you instead took more than 5, that would also be a misuse of the antibiotic, and that could lead to MRSA. So, MRSA is resistant to these antibiotics, so what can we do? Well, a bacteriophage could actually solve this issue. So here's MRSA. This is a bacteria. And here is our bacteriophage, which we've already addressed, destroys bacteria. So what it will do is it will latch on, also reproduce some more bacteriophages. In the meantime, killing off MRSA. Now, if you're thinking ahead, you may see a problem with this. What happens if MRSA becomes resistant to the bacteriophage? Well, there's actually a solution. It's been proven that as the resistance to bacteriophages increases, MRSA has to decrease its resistance to the antibiotics, which makes this a viable solution for curing other sorts of superbugs, which is a term that we use to describe resistant strains, such as MRSA. So what is my point? Well, pharma needs to invest more time and money into studying these phages, because it's been proven that MRSA has actually been on an increase for how many people it will kill, and in the next couple of decades, it may even surpass cancer. So if MRSA it can be stopped by bacteriophages, the only viable solution is for pharmaceutical companies to invest more in studying these bacteriophages so that we can figure out a way to use them to cure MRSA and other resistant strains of bacteria. So, that's all I have for today. Thanks for coming to my video, and hope you enjoyed it. Bye.